d8 equals q. Sharp, a back and forth game where both players had chances. White really outplayed black in that one. White played a bit better than black in the opening. The middle game battle was fairly even. White outmaneuvered black in the endgame. Opening with the queen's pawn. The Indian game begins by controlling the important e4 square with the knight, rather than a pawn. The knight on f6 is promptly attacked by the Trompowsky attack. The bishop is prepared to grow into a functional square. By doing this, a knight moves out of its beginning square and into the action. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. The bishop will be better off as a result of this. It is the final book action. The bishop will be better off as a result of this. That's good. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. It is quite good. By doing this, a bishop moves out of its beginning square and into the action. It is quite good. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. It is ideal. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. It is excellent. Castling develops a rook while moving the king to a safer position beyond the board's center. Castling to the same side of the board as your adversary helps you escape some of the attacking that comes with castling to the other side. It is quite good. This suggests kicking a bishop. It is quite good. This enables the adversary to kick the bishop. It is incorrect. It's alright. That's good. A rook enters the action after developing outside of its starting square as a result. That is good. This strikes the opponent's bishop. It is ideal. The bishop is now in a secure position. It is ideal. There were worse maneuvers, but there were also much better ones. It is incorrect. Very precise. It is best. This exposes a bishop attack. That's good. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. It is ideal. Not the finest, this. It is incorrect. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. That's good. Takes back. This threatens to win a pawn. It is good. This reveals an attack on a bishop. This threatens to win a bishop. It is good. There was just one smart move to be made. It is incorrect. This blows the chance to defend against an assault on a helpless pawn. It is incorrect. This misses a chance to link together rooks. It is incorrect. This strikes a rival rook. It is quite good. The rook is now in a safe position. It is ideal. This accomplishes this by posing a threat to a rook and compelling it to flee. It is ideal. This poses a threat to strike a knight. It is incorrect. This is the only move that works. This stops the opponent from being able to kick a knight. It is a great move. This can indicate that a queen was attacked. It is quite good. This is the only good move. This stops the opponent from being able to reveal an attack on a queen. It is a great move. Thus, the attacked pawn is protected. That is good. The knight is now located at an outpost, a safe area inside the enemy's territory. It is ideal. Among the best actions. It is quite good. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. This disregards an improved method of getting a rook to safety. It is incorrect. This takes an outpost, an active square where the knight cannot be kicked out by a pawn. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. A powerful play. It is quite good. This could have been done lot better. It is incorrect. The rook is now in a safe position. It is quite good. Although black lost their winning advantage, the game is still very close to being tied. It is incorrect. Although it is possible to achieve equality, this action falls short. There was only one move that was effective, and this wasn't it? That falls flat. This wastes an opportunity to take the lead. That falls flat. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This suggests kicking a bishop. It is ideal. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This strikes the opponent's bishop. It is ideal. The bishop is now on a square that is more secure. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This frees a pawn to adequately defend another piece. It is good. This overlooks a better way to defend a pawn that was under attack. This permits the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a knight. It is an inaccuracy. This loses a chance to threaten a knight and gain a tempo. It is incorrect. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. That's good. Backs off. That's good. There were worse maneuvers, but there were also much better ones. It is incorrect. Very precise. It is best. Not the finest, this. It is incorrect. The game was almost evenly matched, but white is now worse. It is incorrect. There was only one good move in that position. This overlooks an opportunity to threaten winning a pawn. It is a miss. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. Recaptures. It is ideal. This loses a chance to imply that winning a pawn is possible. It is incorrect. This protects the attacked pawn. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This enables the adversary to contest the opponent's rook for the open file. It is incorrect. This challenges the opposing rook for control of the open file. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Thus, the assaulted rook is protected. It is ideal. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the only good move. It is best. Backs off. It is ideal. There was just one smart move to be made. It is incorrect. That pawn was available for free. It is ideal. There was only one move that was effective, and this wasn't it? It is incorrect. This missed a move that would have produced a winning position. This misses an opportunity to increase a bishop's scope by moving it to a better square. It is a miss. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. When the queen retreats, this attack wins a tempo. It is ideal. The queen is now on a square that is more secure. It is ideal. This turns the pawn into a passed pawn, which means no other pawn may oppose it as it advances. It is ideal. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Recaptures. This threatens to push a passed pawn towards promotion. This is the start of the endgame and black is equal. It is best. This pushes a passed pawn. This is the only good move. It is best. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. It is best. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This shifts the bishop to a square with more activity, giving it greater scope. It is ideal. A passing pawn could be promoted as a result of this. That's good. A passed pawn is pushed by this. That's good. The moved pawn advances toward its objective. This raises a pawn to the rank of queen. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. This stops the opponent from being able to promote a pawn to a queen. It is a great move. This moves away from the queen of checking. It is ideal. This is the only good move. This threatens to win a bishop. It is a great move. This wins a bishop. This stops the opponent from being able to win a bishop. It is best. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. When the pawn ascends to the back rank, she becomes a queen. This raises the possibility of an eventual checkmate. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Backs off. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. This prevents a queen on the other side from checking. That's good. That is a logical response. It is quite good. A wise decision. It is quite good. Among the best actions. It is quite good. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. As a result, the bishop may now control more squares because it is in a better position. That's good. This is not the best approach. It is incorrect. Very precise. It is best. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. This leaves a pawn without defenders. This threatens to play checkmate. It is a mistake. It was a free pawn there. It is ideal. Black's situation was worse, but now they are losing. It is incorrect. This moves away from the queen of checking. It's compelled. That is a regrettable error. It is incorrect. This evades the check from the queen. This is the only good move. It is a great move. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This poses a checkmate threat. It is ideal. Thus, a forced checkmate is possible. It is incorrect. This moves away from the queen of checking. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. The threat of checkmate is still present. It is ideal. In the endgame, an active king is essential, and removing it from the rear rank is the first step. It is ideal. There were worse maneuvers, but there were also much better ones. It is incorrect. A powerful play. It is quite good. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. The queen is therefore moved to safety. It is quite good. This deters an assault on a pawn that is weak. It is ideal. This prevents the adversary from winning a pawn. It is quite good. This prevents a queen on the other side from checking. It is ideal. That's a decent move. That's good. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is ideal. This exchange is fair. It is ideal. The threat of checkmate is still present. It is ideal. This avoids the pawn's check. It is ideal. This continues down the road to checkmate. It is best. Sharp a back and forth game where both players had chances. White really outplayed black in that one. White played a bit better than black in the opening. The middle game battle was fairly even. White outmaneuvered black in the endgame.